These men found something terrifying on a California beach. What started out as a normal day of fishing turned into a discovery that has the scientific community on alert. California beaches hold unexplored secrets that go far beyond what meets the eye. But that's not all. Today we'll show you some of the most terrifying discoveries found in the USA. Join us and let's go. Number 18. Behold Ponehenge. In Lincoln, Massachusetts, a peculiar phenomenon has intrigued locals and visitors alike. On the old Sudbury Road, a circle of rocking horses forms a bizarre version of the famous Stonehenge. The site, known as the Rocking Horse Cemetery, has mysterious origins. The story began with a single horse that mysteriously appeared in a field. The owners of the land, intrigued, decided not to remove it. Gradually, more horses began to appear, creating a collection that inexplicably grows and shrinks over time. Number 17. The Groundwater Hunters. During California's devastating drought of 2014, an ancient practice gained unusual prominence. Desperate farmers began hiring dowsers, the so-called water witches. Equipped with simple copper or wooden rods, these professionals promised to locate underground water sources amid California's arid landscape. The method has become so popular that even major wine producers in the region have adopted the practice. For $500 per visit, dowsers would walk the grounds holding rods, which supposedly responded to the presence of water underground. The technique, known as dowsing, has attracted considerable attention, despite opposition from the California Department of Water Resources and the U.S. Geological Survey. Dowsers have developed their own system of interpreting the movements of the rods. According to them, when the rods move in a certain way, it indicates the presence of groundwater and the approximate depth at which it can be found. The practice continues to this day, even without official scientific support. Number 16. Bishop Castle. Jim Bishop proved that determination can overcome any obstacle. At the age of 15, he dropped out of school after being told he would never accomplish anything significant. With just $450 in his pocket, he bought a plot of land in the San Isabel National Forest in Colorado and made his dream a reality. What began as a simple stone hut has evolved into a majestic 16-story structure. Bishop's Castle impresses with its cathedral-style windows, handcrafted wrought iron walkways, and its most famous attraction, a steel dragon that breathes real fire. Today, the castle welcomes visitors year-round, symbolizing how big dreams can come true with dedication. I have a question for you. First, I'd like to tell you that it's possible to keep up with the biggest curiosities of our world every day. But for that, you need to be subscribed to our channel. So have you subscribed yet? If not, take the opportunity to subscribe now. Now that you've done that, let's go. Number 15. The Oregon Vortex. In Gold Hill, Southern Oregon, there's a place that makes everyone wonder if gravity has decided to take a vacation. The famous Oregon Vortex is like a natural amusement park where the laws of physics seem to have gotten out of hand. The place has a crooked cabin where people feel crazy things. Some get dizzy, others feel nauseous, and some can't even enter because of the discomfort. There are many theories about the phenomenon, from underground magnets to the influence of UFOs. The truth? No one knows for sure, but this only increases the curiosity of the thousands of visitors who pass through there every year. Number 14. The Creature from the Deep. California beaches occasionally reveal dark secrets from the deep ocean. One such encounter shocked the local community when a bizarre creature washed up on the sand. The specimen, never before seen in the region, demonstrated how the ocean depths still hold unexplored mysteries. Scientists have identified unique characteristics in the animal, which has specific evolutionary adaptations to survive in the extreme pressures of the deep sea. Its body, preserved by the cold water, has offered researchers a rare opportunity to study the biodiversity of the abyssal zones. Number 13. The Digger Bee Colony. On the coast of North Carolina, a natural phenomenon has caught the attention of visitors. Hundreds of bees work tirelessly on the sand of the beach, in a synchronized dance that intrigues scientists and curious people. These little natural engineers carry seawater in a special bag called a buche, transporting up to 1/6 of their body weight in liquid. The work begins at dawn, when the bees begin their journeys between the sea and the cliff face. In a single day, each bee makes approximately 80 trips, an impressive display of endurance. The goal? To build elaborate nests in the rocky walls, using a precise mixture of sand, clay, and gravel. Digger bees have developed a unique construction technique. Using their proboscis as a natural hose, they spray the collected water to soften the rocky material. They then carve out small chambers called brood cells, where they lay a single egg in each compartment. Before sealing each cell, They provide a reserve of pollen and nectar, ensuring the survival of their offspring. Number 12. The Mojave Phone Booth. In the middle of the vastness of the Californian desert, a lonely phone booth became a cultural phenomenon. The story came to life when Godfrey Daniels, intrigued by an article in an underground magazine, decided to repeatedly call a mysterious number in the middle of nowhere. After countless unsuccessful attempts, Daniels finally made contact with Lorraine, a local resident who lived off-grid and used the cabin as her only link to the outside world. This unlikely encounter set off a chain of events that has transformed the cabin into a pilgrimage site for adventurers from around the world. The place became the scene of surreal conversations between strangers, with people traveling hundreds of miles just to make or receive random calls in the middle of the desert. The number 760-733-9969 still exists, keeping alive the mystery of the booth that, although removed in May 2000, continues to fuel stories and unlikely connections between strangers. Number 11. The Desert Ghost Shop. In the middle of the Texas desert, a Prada storefront appears like a modern mirage. Created by artists Michael Elmgreen and Ingar Dragset, the Prada Marfa installation challenges the logic of consumerism. This perfect replica of a luxury store has never opened its doors for sale. The project faced vandalism shortly after its opening, when thieves took all the shoes on the right foot and the purses on display. Constant maintenance has turned the facility into an unwitting symbol of social media culture, drawing influencers from around the world to this remote corner of Texas. Number 10. The $1 Million Treasure Hunt. A retired art dealer named Fenn decided to shake up the world of treasure hunters. He hid a fortune in the Rocky Mountains and published a mysterious poem in his autobiography as the Treasure Map. The prize? A jackpot of between $1 and $3 million in gold. Jonathan Jack Stoof, a medical student from Michigan, eventually found the treasure. But the story didn't end there. There were accusations that he had hacked emails to find its location. Stoof denies everything and claims he didn't even use a GPS in the search. One thing is for sure, Old Fenn knew very well that his treasure hunt would cause a lot of trouble. Number 9. The Ancient Art of Wee Mountain. In the heart of the Guomen Red Desert, Mount Wee stands like a natural art gallery spanning millennia. Its sandstone walls preserve hundreds of petroglyphs, created between 200 and 1,000 years ago, telling stories through images carved into the rock. The mountain walls display an extraordinary variety of depictions. Hunting scenes depict bison and elk in motion, captured by the skill of ancient artists. Intricate geometric patterns intertwine with meticulously carved Utah footprints. One of the most fascinating elements are the handprints preserved in the rock, creating a tangible connection with our ancestors. The technique used to create these works involved the careful removal of layers of rock by scraping, pecking, or carving. The result is a visual narrative that has stood the test of time, documenting aspects of the daily life, rituals, and beliefs of the people who inhabited this region. Number 8. The Sphinx of the Californian Desert. In the middle of the Californian desert, a surreal sight awaits the most adventurous travelers. An ancient Egyptian city materialized in the arid American landscape. This bizarre scene is the result of decades of film productions that have left their permanent mark on the region. The Hollywood film industry has transformed parts of the desert into a veritable open-air museum of abandoned sets. Among the ruins of ghost towns and peculiar structures, a monumental replica of the Sphinx stands out, a silent witness to the encounter between the ancient and the modern, the real and the fictional. Number 7. The Submerged Forest. Imagine finding an entire forest underwater. That's exactly what happened in the Gulf of Mexico, off the coast of Alabama. At 60 feet below the surface, scientists discovered a treasure from the past, a cypress forest that's over 60,000 years old. This forest is a time capsule from the Ice Age, when sea levels were 122 meters lower than they are today. The place holds incredible secrets about the Earth's ancient climate and contains evidence of insects and plants that lived at that time. It's like a natural underwater library, except instead of books, we have tree trunks, leaves, and remains of living beings preserved at the bottom of the sea. Number 6. Lovelock's Mystery of the Giants. In the 19th century, an extraordinary discovery in the Nevada region fueled decades of speculation and theory. Lovelock Cave revealed human remains that sparked stories of an ancient tribe of red-haired giants. Contemporary accounts described skeletons of unusual proportions, though the physical evidence mysteriously disappeared. The cave preserves signs of human occupation, dating back more than 4,000 years. Its walls, covered in a thick layer of soot, bear witness to thousands of fires lit by ancient inhabitants. Among the local indigenous people, stories circulate about these supposed red-haired giants, described as cannibals who built elaborate traps to capture their victims. According to legend, the end of this mysterious tribe came in Lovelock Cave itself, where they were cornered and killed. Although archaeological evidence confirms the presence of an ancient civilization at the site, with skeletons measuring around 1.8 meters, an exceptional height for the time, the truth behind the giants remains a mystery. Number 5. The Pioneer Submarine. The H.L. Hunley was the first submarine in history to sink an enemy ship during a war. Built for the Confederate States during the American Civil War, it was a 40-foot, 12-meter, hand-operated machine that required 8 men to turn a shaft just to move, sort of like an underwater floating gym. On February 17, 1864, the Hunley managed to sink the USS Housatonic, but soon afterward mysteriously disappeared. It was not until 1995 that its remains were found off the coast of Charleston, with the crew still on board. Today, the submarine is preserved in a special laboratory where scientists continue to uncover the secrets of this unique piece of American naval history. Number 4. The Mole Lizard. Deep beneath the Mexican soil lies a creature that seems to have stepped out of a science fiction film. The Mexican mole lizard, also known as the Bipes, challenges conventional understandings of reptilian evolution. With its pink, segmented body measuring between 18 and 23 centimeters, this animal represents one of the most fascinating cases of evolutionary adaptation. The most notable feature of this reptile is its shovel-shaped front legs, perfectly adapted for digging. The hind legs simply disappeared in the course of evolution, leaving only traces visible on X-rays. The evolutionary process also eliminated its external ears. Now the animal perceives vibrations through the skin, which are transmitted directly to the cochlea. The reproductive cycle of these lizards takes place entirely underground. Females lay 1 to 4 eggs during the summer, which hatch after 2 months of incubation. The young are born perfectly adapted to life underground, emerging to the surface only at night or after heavy rains. Number 3. The Connecticut Fairy Village. Hidden in a wooded area off the highway in Connecticut, a miniature village awaits discovery. Known as the Little People's Village, the site preserves tiny homes carved directly into the rock of a cliff, creating a fairy tale-like setting. During the golden age of American road trips, attractions like this one dotted the country's highways. Creative entrepreneurs transformed ordinary places into unique landmarks, capturing the imagination of travelers. Today, the site fuels local legends about magical inhabitants and mysterious stories. Number 2. The oldest footprints in America. In 2021, White Sands National Park in New Mexico delivered a huge gift to archaeologists, the oldest human footprints ever found in North America. At 23,000 years old, these marks are like a selfie taken by the continent's first inhabitants. Scientists found 61 distinct tracks, most of them made by teenagers and children. Why so many young people? The theory is that while the adults hunted or performed other important tasks, the kids were responsible for fetching and carrying things from the lakeshore. Using modern radiocarbon dating techniques and analyzing ancient seeds, researchers discovered that these people shared the space with extraordinary creatures like the woolly mammoth. Number 1. The Monster from the Deep. In 1985, fishermen in Monterey Bay had an unexpected encounter with a creature that looked like something out of a horror movie, the Pacific black devilfish. This deep-sea dweller, a type of raptor, normally remains hidden in the depths of the ocean, making its appearance on the surface an extraordinary event. The fish has characteristics that make it a formidable predator. Its mouth, which extends around the entire circumference of its head, can open wide enough to swallow prey twice its own size. Equipped with rows of sharp teeth and a bioluminescent organ that acts as a natural bait, this deep-sea hunter represents the pinnacle of evolution in extreme environments. Take advantage now and click on this video that is appearing on the screen. I separated it especially for you. Well, that's it. And until next time, Curious One.